Hey everybody, episode 13 of Retail Therapy. I'm Noel.
I'm Matt.
And we're here to recap things that we've done in the last, couple months, I guess.
Couple months, yeah, absolutely. So you have been in the process of planning / paying / saving for a wedding.
Yeah, it's been an experience for sure. We're pretty adamant about not letting our folks pay for too much. My dad was pretty insistent on helping pay for alcohol, so I was like, I'll do it. That's fine. But we wanted to make sure we didn't just borrow stuff from our parents or whatever. So
right,
pretty much the whole wedding is funded by us. We've been saving pretty much since we got engaged last year.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that'll feel good
because
then you won't feel like you have to. What's the word I'm looking for? You won't have to deal with anybody thinking that
I owe them something. No, yeah, definitely not. I've been in that position before.
Especially since your dad's pretty chill like that, or at least that's what, from what I can tell from what you've talked about.
Yeah, he's totally cool about getting the alcohol for us.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll be coming up on my 3-year anniversary or my 4-year. It's
4-year.
4-year
2014, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
In November. So it's been a while for me, and we were also quite a bit younger than you guys were or are. So that's it'll be fun. I'm in it. So
yeah, you're one of my groomsmen.
Oh, so before we hit record, I told you that there was something I wanted to admit to you. So when you wrote to us on our groomsmen chat, you're talking about the cufflinks and the tie bar. I went into a panic because I was like, "Where did I put them?"
Oh God.
And I tore the house apart looking for them because I did not know where they went. Okay. The last I saw them, they were hanging up by my keys by the front door, and Did
you find them?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Are you lying to me?
No, I'm not lying to you. I can go grab them. I can produce the evidence right now and prove to you. But I asked Carissa about it. I was like, "Hey, so what'd you do with the cufflinks that Noel got me as my groomsmen present?" She's like, "I haven't touched them." I was okay, but I know I didn't because I'm very particular about putting things in the same spot every single time.
Yeah. My
keys, my wallet, controllers.
Your butthole.
Yeah, just into my undies, always 100%. You know, I'm batting 1,000 on that front.
There you go.
But I knew for a fact that I did not put them anywhere because I distinctly remember keeping them by my keys up on by the door. And she's like, "No, I didn't mess with them." I was like, "Okay, well, I don't know where they are." She goes, "Why did you tell me that? Now I'm stressed." I was like, "Because I'm stressed, and what's mine is yours." So luckily, I combed through our bedroom, searched through drawers, and I just by pure instinct, I was like, "Let me check Carissa's jewelry box." She has like a little dresser jewelry box that has some drawers, but it also has some little drawers open on the side.
Yeah.
And I opened the side door. There was a little velvet baggie, and I'm like, "Oh my God, please let this be it. If it's not, I'm gonna be so mad." And I open it up. I'm like, "Thank God they're there." So
that's so funny.
Whew,
were the metal parts discolored for yours?
I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, mine are, but I think I just damp cloth, you can wipe it off.
Okay. You've just been fingering them too much, so you're like,
just stick them in my butt, and they turn all weird colors.
Jesus Christ, you're just talking about butt stuff this whole time.
Just Legos, especially. Yikes, awful. That'd be terrible. Yeah. So to me, what's extra funny to me that you guys don't know is this message that he mentioned earlier. I sent that today.
Oh yeah, this is 2.5 weeks before your wedding.
Yeah. So I said that today. I was like, "Hey, you guys, just make sure you remember to bring your cufflinks and your tie clip." And I definitely specified Tim and Eddie because they got to fly out, so I got to remember to pack it.
Yeah.
So that's really funny to me that you were in panic mode just before I even came over.
I was a little terrified because I briefly looked before breakfast, and then I couldn't find them at that point, and I was like, "All right, I'm gonna eat. I'll get ready for the day. I'll look again for them."
I should double check with Victoria. She moved since.
Oh Jesus Christ! Please no. And so I found them. So all's good. Now they're in that spot. I know exactly where they are, so I'm not gonna lose them.
Well, that's good.
Especially after this panic.
Yeah.
I got it now.
They're going to be right here. You're just going to draw a little circle on your wall. Like, everything that I need is going to be right in this hole.
Yeah. Put them in like a bag.
Yeah.
Like, this is my bag. So.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah, no, it was a mild panic attack. I mean, not actually a panic attack.
Yeah.
Not to make light of that, because I don't know what that's like. But anyway, besides that, I haven't really been doing a whole lot because just work and Carissa and I had her friend from Germany stay with us for like 2 weeks. That was cool. We finally got to use our guest room fully because someone got to
aside from just an overnight.
Right. Well, when we had it originally, Paz and Sarah would stay with us because they would come down from Seattle. Fair. And then if they were going to be in town for a day or two, we'd let them stay with us because we had a full spare room and 2 bathrooms, so it was easy to accommodate. But now they live in town, and the only people that we know that would come from out of town would be Breezo and Caitlin, and they usually stay with Dan and Sarah. Oh, okay. So now we're like, we've got this guest room all furnished and nobody to stay in it. So it was kind of cool having her stay with us. And it was funny because she would FaceTime with her boyfriend in Germany. So I would just hear her talking in German. And I'm like, I have no idea what's happening right now. I don't know anything.
That's funny.
But funny thing that happened is she was FaceTiming in the living room. And I was playing Monster Hunter at the time. And I hear him on his end barking.
What?
Because Lena was holding Sadie on her lap, and he was barking at the cat.
Oh, that's fun.
And and then she just starts laughing. She's just like, "Yeah, so Philip's barking at your cat, trying to scare her away, and she doesn't care." I was like, "Yeah, because she knows that he's not real." Yeah. So it was pretty cool. But yeah, Krista had a good time. She got to take 2 full weeks off work in a row. She had enough vacation saved up.
At least she was able to like hang out with somebody during that time.
Yeah.
Because like you just take that much time off work and don't really do anything with it.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
Yeah, and they went to a lot of secondhand shops. They went to all the Goodwills.
Oh dang.
In like the I-5 corridor from Portland to Seattle.
Ooh, just hit them all.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I got dragged to a few of them, and I was like, God, everything here's organized. Everything smells stale.
Oh my God, just the stale clothes, stale books.
Yeah, it's
Did you look at all their cool electronics they have over there?
I did.
And some old cables and.
Well, it's funny because they charge the same amount for every single Xbox 360 they have. It's like they had stacks of them, but like they had old white original launch Xbox 360s for $30. They also had S and E model 360s for $30. Like, you guys can't charge the same for these because there's definitely
different things,
better reasons to have these ones versus the old ones because the Wi-Fi adapter alone.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's funny.
But yeah, so
yeah, I've just been in school. I'm at the tail end of this semester. Still got plenty to go. I'm graduating in like December of 2020, so barf.
Yeah, well,
but the semester is ending the week before my wedding, so that's good.
Yeah, it'll be nice because then we'll be, in terms of workload, we'll be lighter for both of us, because slower time of the year for retail, and also you will not be going to school.
Yep. And
once your wedding's over with, you guys will be a lot more free to do other things other than just, work, sleep, school.
Like, I can't do anything. Got to plan for a wedding.
Yeah.
Can't hang out.
Oh, I remember being in that mode of saving money and having to like skip doing really fun things because got to save. And
I know we were busting your balls like that whole year before, just like, you get an Xbox, dude, because that was like right before right when the Xbox One came out. Wanted you to get an Xbox.
Yeah.
Nope. I have a wedding to pay for.
Yeah. And now you know why.
Same boat.
Yeah. But luckily my old coworkers got us one.
I helped.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. For the wedding. That was cool. That was a neat surprise. That's because that was back when they were still $500.
Yeah.
Brand new.
Dude, I know, it's so crazy that.
And now I have two.
You can't give them away fast enough.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll go into the whole customer corner. Oh wait,
before that, speaking of hole.
Oh no, not buttholes again.
No, not buttholes.
Please no.
No, I just finished a double round of Whole 30.
I thought you were going to say that you watched Holes for the first time.
Yeah, I watched Holes for the first time.
Starring Shia LaBeouf. And I was like, dude, that movie came out years ago.
That was so old. That was like baby Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that was pre-Transformers.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you did two
I did
rounds
two
of
rounds of Whole 30. So I might have mentioned what the Whole 30 is before on a previous episode.
Yes, you did.
So
basically, it's you get to eat nothing fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real strict. It's like the paleo, but worse.
It's no sugar, no carbs.
No sugar, no... I mean, you can have carbs, but it's like no sugar, no grains, no alcohol, no dairy.
Yeah.
To put it simply.
Yeah.
There's more stuff to it, but whatever. So I did 2 rounds back to back, so 60 days. We had 1 day in between where we had our like little cheat day or whatever. Like, fuck, we already went through 30 days. Let's treat ourselves to a normal meal.
Right.
And we did. And then we went right back to it the next day, which was... It took some willpower to do that because I was so ready to just eat normal stuff forever. So happy to report that I lost 25 pounds during that.
Nice.
And clothes fit me way better. My pants that I'm wearing right now are the same ones I've had since before it, and they're too baggy. I hate them. So that's good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Customer corner. So we're going to go into some recent wackadoo customers that we've had to deal with recently. So I want to start off because this guy, I didn't know what to say or what to do because I was baffled, and I want to get your take on this because it was a very strange thing. So a guy comes in and he's asking me about removable memory for an Xbox 360. I was like, "Are you looking for?" I asked him, "Hey, do you look for a hard drive?" Or what? He's like, "Oh, just it's like a memory card or something." I was like, "Oh, just, flash drives work just fine. You put your profile on there." I was like, "But if you're connected to the internet, you can just put it on the cloud and access it from anywhere." And he was like, "Well, I kind of want it so that I can play some games on the sly." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "You're gonna make me an accessory to a crime?" What are you talking about? And he's like, "Yeah, there's some games I want to play that my wife doesn't want me to play." And I was like,
"That's weird."
Oh, and this dude's in his late 30s or 40s, so he's a grown ass man.
Oh no! What console is this for?
Xbox 360.
Oh, okay. And so this isn't going quite down the path I thought it would.
No,
so far.
No, he wants to play Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay. I was just kind of like, so you're trying to hide playing an M-rated game from your wife? Very weird. Okay. I mean, like, yeah, just get a flash drive and a copy of the game, and he's like, yeah, all right. Oh, well, I said, dude, if you're on the 360, you should get the Xbox One. The game is better there because it looks better, plays better. You get the first person mode, yada yada yada. And he's like, "Oh no, I have an Xbox One, but I don't take it when I travel for work. I bring my 360." I was like, "So
where's this going?"
I'm like, "So you're going out of town, and you're lying to your wife, or I guess not lying, but you're hiding the fact that you're playing Grand Theft Auto from your wife?" So it was super weird, and I'm like, it's no worse than watching like an R-rated movie or like,
unless his whole thing is that he's not telling his wife that he had bought the game again.
Maybe no, that wasn't it. It was because he said I don't want to play this on the Xbox One and have to deal with the argument that's going to come from it. Oh God! I was like, dude, your relationship's super healthy if that's a thing. And he's like, yeah, my dickhead buddy showed her like, oh yeah, you could just pick up hookers and then you just kill them and then go to the strip club and see all naked girls. And I was like, one, you have a bad friend. And two, if your wife's worried about you playing a game, I mean, I feel like there's deeper rooted issues in your life. But yeah, so what do you think about that?
That's just crazy that like. I wonder if it's something that he's actually if she's actually brought that to his attention, like she's
Right.
actually upset about him playing games that have, you know, nudity or in it or whatever.
Right.
But like, if it is, then that's some crazy like
Right.
insecurity.
Yeah. I was very like I was shocked because this person's like, it's not like he's like a young, like a teenager
Yeah.
who's like in his first relationship and his girlfriend is, you know, insecure or, you know, not so sure about herself. Like, I'm assuming they're both like grown adults. He is,
Yeah.
so I'm assuming she is. But he wanted to ask me about like, I'm like, so you must be doing some other shit while you're away from the house, because like, what?
That's so weird.
You play GTA away from your wife like that? What?
It's so specific and
Yeah,
just like
it was very strange. I was and I was by myself, so I was like, all right, cool. Well, no one else gets no one else gets to see this be a real thing.
Yeah,
that I had to witness.
A real healthy relationship.
Yeah, that was it was amazing. But yeah, so what about you?
So speaking of healthy relationships, I had a customer come in, and she was returning the white and pink Funtime Foxy plush that we carry. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, the
little fox. It's white,
right from
pink,
from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, from Five Nights at Freddy's.
The sister location.
Yeah,
like episode or whatever
something
they call
other,
it.
Yeah,
YouTube.
But it's white and pink.
Yeah,
it's a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's bringing it back. She's got her receipt. I was like, oh, you know, didn't want it. Whatever, it was a gift. She goes, oh, my fiance, he told me that I had to return this because it's too gay for his son.
Oh no.
I was like, I actually said, wow, really?
Oh my god.
And she goes, yeah, I know.
Oh,
like,
my
she
god.
totally understood, like, the
boy.
way I was just, like, incredulous to it.
Oh, jeez.
She's like, yeah, it's nuts. And I argued with him about it, and I just don't want to deal with it, so I'm bringing it back. I was like, do you want to get something else, or you just want your money back? She's like, I'll just get my money back. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
That's baffling.
Yeah, and then as I was handing it back to her, I was like, that's just insane that, that there's colors don't matter. Like,
right.
There's no gender tied to the color pink. That doesn't.
Yeah.
Especially in this day and age, like that fucking doesn't matter anymore.
Right. We talked about this the last time we got together about the little boy wanting to pick out the purple controller.
Yeah. And
his dad's like, no, it's gay.
Yeah. So yeah, a very similar interaction, and I was just like, then after I returned it for her, I was like, I'm sorry that you got to deal with that. I was like, you should tell your son he can pick out whatever toy he wants to play with.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter. Like, he's going to grow up and play with whatever he wants to play with. Right. Or
It's wild that you guys shared that moment together.
Yeah.
Like, because she was clearly not stoked on the whole thing.
Yeah, like, she totally wants her son to be able to play with whatever he wants to play with.
Yeah, just be happy.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is the thing I wanted, and I picked it out, and, like, insecure, stepdad?
Yeah, well, yeah, I would guess so. I don't know. Could be. I would be really bummed out if it's his actual dad.
Yeah, that's such a weird line to draw in the sand, and it always shakes me to reality when that kind of stuff happens, because. Mm-hmm. I think we talked about it before, but we're so surrounded by positive thinking, forward thinking people in our friend groups.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah, that would never come up.
Like, you just think of the only thing I just imagine those people, just edgelords on the internet.
Yeah.
Just saying inflammatory shit for the sake of it,
yeah.
Not necessarily believing it. But just saying it, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it makes me think. Fuck, Jason's favorite color is pink.
Right,
which we've
talked about.
Yeah, it's like, I've known him my whole life, and it's been like that.
Yeah,
don't think anything of it.
Right,
But that sort of thing would have like triggered this dude bro.
Oh my god! I wish you could have met him.
I'm glad I didn't.
I wish you would have been like, can you?
Because I would have said the exact same thing, but then
right.
I would have said it to his face instead.
Yeah, and then that would have been a whole different experience.
Yeah.
Where he was just trying to.
Yeah, I was like, oh, cool. So it's 2018, and pink is apparently too gay for your son. I forgot
also,
how much of a man you are.
Also, so so if your son's gay, is that going to be an issue too?
Yeah, like what if he is gay?
Yeah, that's like what are you going to do there, buddy? Like man,
what a shitlord, dude.
You should have been like, hey, can I see a picture of this guy? I just
so I can just put a face to my anger.
I just need a mental image so I can when I get mad, I know who I'm mad about.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Ugh.
So bad.
Jesus. Well, that's cool.
That was a fun story I wanted to share with you.
That's fun. So I had it's not even really like a story per se, but it's just there'll be times where customers will just do things that drive me crazy. I think we talked about we had one guy who was listening to music on his phone out loud in public while searching, while looking around, and I didn't say anything because the store's empty and
the only person it was bothering was you.
Yeah, it was bothering me.
Yeah.
Just, oh man, this is annoying. But I had this one kid. This was a while ago, and he was talking to me. We were having a conversation, but he had his glasses at the very end of his nose, and he was constantly tilting his head back to like look through them, and I just wanted to go up to the bridge of his glasses and put them up to his eyes. Because I wear glasses when I'm not wearing my contact lenses, and it drives me absolutely crazy when my glasses start sliding down my nose.
But you fix it.
Yeah, fix it. But I'm like, are you too lazy to have your hand go up to fix it?
Oh, my arm's too heavy.
Yeah, it's like, what is happening here? And I couldn't tell you what we talked about.
Because it was just driving.
I was too concentrated.
Just fucking staring at this
on him,
man.
just like, fix your glasses. Fix your glasses. Fix them. Oh my god. So that, yeah, I'm sure you've had that kind of situation.
Not to that level, like nothing where the customer they just wouldn't fix their shit. I mean, I've had gross things where a customer had disgusting fingernails. I was like, can you just fucking trim your fingernails, please? Just take a shower once this week. Just take a shower the one time before you come in, and then you just don't shower for a month. That's fine.
Yeah. Fingernails are... Yeah. And then, I know we talked about already, but the dude with the feet and the toenails hanging out of his flip-flops just... Bleh, I made me want to throw up. All over the whole place. But...
That's so bad.
So...
Do you have another one?
No, that's all I have really.
I have another one.
Okay, cool. So we'll go 2 and 2.
Yeah. It was about these neckbeards that came into my store. I was real thrilled about it. So I'm pretty passionate about games, obviously.
You're okay. I mean, for anybody that doesn't know you on a personal level, you pretty much like everything.
Yeah.
It's very rare that you're super hypercritical of anything. If it's something that entertains you, even on a shallow level, you're into it and have a hard time giving it critique. Joe Dirt 2 being like...
Yep, I was just going to say, Joe Dirt 2 is the one exception in recent memory. I actually stopped watching it within 30 minutes because I was like, no, this is too fucking much. The first one is bad, but it's bad to the point where it's good.
But it's funny.
And it's funny.
Yeah. The
second one, they just rehashed the same jokes. And within 30 minutes, they rehashed so many of the same jokes that weren't funny.
Oof.
I had to stop. But anyways, so yeah, I'm pretty easily entertained by everything.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty passionate about the things I really love.
Right.
Like Metroid, number one, Mass Effect, and Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
So I had these neckbeards come in, and they were just complaining about EA and Mass Effect.
Right.
And just like, oh man, EA really shit the bed with Mass Effect. I'm just boycotting EA, blah, 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 all this stuff, with all the recent news. And so they were complaining about the writing of Andromeda and how Shepard was a more developed character than Ryder was. So my rebuttal is, well, of course he was. They had 3 games for Shepard
Yeah.
to be fleshed out as a real character, whereas this is the first game you play as Ryder.
Yeah, and in the first Mass Effect, he's not super fleshed out.
Not really. I mean, you know that he becomes a Spectre by way of playing the game.
Right.
And then so I was just like, okay, well, they had 3 games to flesh out Shepard. Next, what do you have next for me? Well, supporting characters weren't as memorable. So, well, yeah, if Mass Effect 1 didn't force feed you how cool these characters were in the first game, then you probably wouldn't have liked them as much when you first met them. You know, like Garrus and Rex and Tali, like the first time you meet them, they're doing cool things. You know what I mean? Like, and you meet them within like an hour of starting the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like almost your whole supporting cast.
They're on the Citadel before.
Except for Liara.
Yeah,
it was on the first mission.
Yeah, you pretty much pick up everybody on the Citadel before you even take your first flight off of it.
Exactly. So my argument was, with Andromeda, my argument was, so the first time you meet a person in real life, do you immediately love them? Do you think they're awesome? Like the coolest, your best friend? No, you don't. You immediately hate them until they prove you otherwise. That's just kind of the human nature. Not hate them. That's a strong word.
I would say
we're like programmed as humans to be indifferent.
Sure. Yeah.
So you wouldn't just like be buddy with this person the first time you meet him, but that's what Mass Effect 1 force feeds you in the game with all those characters. So, as an example, with Andromeda, I played through, and one of the supporting characters, Cora, she's kind of a bitch to you when you first meet her, because she was the second in command to the previous Pathfinder, and you get the position instead of her. So she's pretty bitter towards you when you first interact with her, and then so you have that character, and there's this guy Jaal, who's one of the new aliens, and the first time you meet him, he's kind of a douchebag. And as I played as a female writer, as I played through, I learned to actually really like Jaal as a character because I talked to him after every mission, and he became more fleshed out. Cora, I didn't talk to at all the whole game, and she was still a bitch by the end of the game.
Right.
But Jaal ended up being like my romantic interest for my character. I had seen other playthroughs where it could be the other way around, where Jaal can just be standoffish and Cora becomes your best friend. So like the way they wrote those characters, like I think it's more realistic because the more you actually talk to those characters on your ship after missions, the more you get to know them, making it so you actually like them. So I don't know. I thought that was like really cool, but every argument they had against Andromeda, I was just like, no.
So what it sounds like to me is it sounds like they played through the game. They probably didn't enjoy it as much as they enjoyed the trilogy, the original Mass Effect trilogy. So they went on a message board or they read some article from that somebody posted, and they just took snippets from that and tried to use that as a basis for an argument. Yeah. And granted, this is all subjective anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, granted, I know people can have their own opinions of the game.
Exactly.
But mind you, I've actually over-explained their opinions for them, just for the sake of telling you how it went down.
Exactly. And it's just funny that instead of saying or just being like, oh yeah, I played Mass Effect Andromeda, I didn't really care for it, and then just having that be the end of the conversation, it's like you got to go into like in-depth reasons why you don't like
but without
something.
without any support to back up their
and that's the thing. I had a coworker and they don't like pretty much anything. Like they have a critique about everything, and I just it's so tiring to have to listen to because you're just like, dude, I don't care. Yeah. Like I don't. It's like you didn't like it. Okay, that sucks. Move on. Yeah. Like you don't need to like everything. Everything doesn't have to be explained. You don't have to have something be objectively bad. Yeah. To just support your narrative. Just don't like it. It's really easy. It's really easy to just be like, hey, no, I just don't like it. Or if somebody expresses joy in something, you don't have to go, oh no, it was bad. It's stupid. Why'd you like it? Explain to me. It's like I just like
how is that game good? Like, well, because they liked it for their own personal reasons that are meaningful to them.
Yeah, like they had a problem with Rogue One. I was like, I liked Rogue One. I thought it was. I mean, it was a it felt more like a war movie than all the Star Wars movies felt like.
Yep.
And he's like, what are the names of the characters? And I was like,
what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, and I named off, Jin and, a couple, of the other main characters. And he's like, but what about this guy? I'm like, I don't remember his name. I saw the movie one time. Yeah. And he's just like, so you can't remember? I'm like, yeah, because I've seen the other Star Wars movies a million times.
They've been out for forever.
Yeah. And, like, they're in the lexicon.
Yeah.
The names Han Solo, Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, those are names that have been in the lexicon before I was born.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a decade bore I was born.
So that's the exact same point I'm like making with the whole Shepard thing.
So and I'm just like, okay, then I was like, it's like that stinks that you saw a movie that you did not like, and I'm sorry that you didn't because you're a huge Star Wars fan, and I'm sorry that this one disappointed you. But it's like you don't need to bring everybody down to the level of being upset with something that you are.
Yeah.
It does no good to anybody. So you can just quietly go, yeah, I just don't ever need to watch that again. Easy.
Yeah.
Or for someone who's to say, I'm boycotting or EA. It's like, okay, how about you just don't buy EA stuff?
Yeah. Just don't buy it. You don't need to tell everybody else about it.
Let other people inform their own decisions. Yeah. I mean, I guess if they were like a ethically immoral company that they're exploiting child labor or whatever. Then, yeah, sure, go ahead and if you want to talk about that and try to change some opinions, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But if it's because somebody made art that you didn't think was, like, good art, then don't buy the art.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's a point that Max brought up in Weird Heat, where he's talking about how it's somebody can enjoy a piece of art, somebody else can completely dislike a piece of art, and that's what makes it fun, because there's not going to be any objectively one piece of art that's
good for everybody.
Yeah, that everybody likes. Yeah. Like there's famous paintings where people are like, that's stupid, my kid could do that. And it's like, okay, yeah, okay, sure, but some people like it. Yeah,
but this guy wrote it while he was living in a fucking hole drew this thing while he's living in a hole in the ground or
Absolutely.
Whatever it may have been.
So it just kind of it's one of those things where you don't have to like everything. Yeah. And you don't have to hate everything. Just you can be indifferent and go, yeah, not for me. That's fine. Yeah. And you don't have to project it to the world. It's like honestly, your opinions.
Yeah. And like it was one of those things where, as I call them a neckbeard, I felt my neckbeardiness come out because I was like shutting them down.
Oh yeah.
But it was in the way I feel justified, whether I am or not. That is because they were just kind of blindly throwing out these statements.
They were just blanket statement.
Yeah.
Shit talking something.
Yeah.
And you had a reasoning. You were giving reasons as to why you liked it and why you thought it was good. And I mean, objectively, like your point makes sense. If I ever get to my backlogs and I get to Mass Effect,
we'll talk about that in a moment.
That's something I will keep in mind because I'm pretty particular when it comes to those kinds of games where I will talk to everybody.
Dude, like make a clip of the first cutscene you have with each of those characters.
Yeah.
And then make a clip when you're towards the end of the game and you tell me what those interactions are like.
Right. Because I mean, like with Mass Effect 2, you have to talk to every crew member so you can do their loyalty missions so that they'll survive the suicide mission.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of quote unquote forced upon you.
Yep. If you want to get a full complete ending, you have to talk to everybody every time.
Exactly. So like you're saying, it kind of forces you into doing that. But in doing so, you interact with characters that are, memorable and emotional, and you definitely don't want them to die. So,
one of the things that they argued was the villain in this one had no good reason for doing what he was doing. He's like, yeah, it's just the villain in this one. He's just doing all this stuff. Saren was at least a much better villain in the first one. I was like, okay.
Saren was just a puppet of the Reaper.
Yes, thank you.
And the Reapers they're just mindless.
They were just basically resetting the universe.
Yeah, they're just like, all right, we're gonna kill all organic life, or all sentient life, and reset the universe or the galaxy.
Yeah,
because it's not the universe, it's the galaxy.
Yeah,
and like, what?
Yeah, so I told him, I was like, Saren was allying himself with the Reapers to preserve his quote-unquote superior species.
Right.
Villain Andromeda is using experiments to help evolve his species. You know why? Surprise, because he thinks they're the superior species. This is the exact same fucking thing.
Yeah, the concept's the same. Like, that should have been their point going, they tried to make it too much like Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, but they didn't. Instead they were saying that the villain was no good. Like, it's the same villain.
Yeah, so, fun. God,
Anyways, I'm done being...
That sounds like a fun argument.
It just frustrated me because everything they had to say, I was like, no.
Oh God, you Ryan Scotted him.
That's not how it happened.
No, wrong. No.
He put his face in a fucking vat.
Boy. So, I want to talk about video games.
Yes, please.
Because
always
we haven't really talked about playing them recently. Hey, Sadie. Talk to my cat right now.
Hello, cat.
Do not touch things with your claws or your body. I love how dainty you are with her, like trying to get her to.
It's not my cat, so I don't want to hurt her.
You won't hurt her. She's
actually, if anything, I should sit back so she doesn't hurt me. In response.
She's grizzled. So pretty much the only video game I've been playing since we last talked is Monster Hunter World.
Yep.
That's all I've been playing, and I mean, I could go on and on about it. I think we talked about the leading up to it and how I was excited for the game to come out. But I kind of want to get your take on it beforehand because you've played other ones only very lightly.
Yeah, so I played a little bit of Try on the Wii, and then you convinced me to get 3 Ultimate for the Wii U. We played that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I was pretty, not lukewarm. I was leaning more towards I enjoyed it.
Right.
But I think it's also because the weapon I chose to use, I was using like one of the bow guns or whatever, and it was kind of rough for me to use. And then I played 4 on the 3DS. I like that one a little bit more because they introduced the Insect Glaive,
right,
which is a cool weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And then when World came out and I started playing it, it's totally different. Like, this is easily my favorite one in the series. They made it so much more accessible to new people playing the game.
Yeah.
For several reasons that I'm sure we'll both get into. But, like, the fact that the map is all unified, you don't have to have loading screens in between each section of the map.
Yeah. The zones weren't separated by a loading screen.
Yeah, exactly. You have these the scout flies.
Yes.
Which
those
they as you walk around, they're basically these fireflies that will tag materials or like just consumable type things, I guess you could say, on the ground, or markings of the monsters that you're trying to hunt.
Right. And for those listening, apologies in advance if we get too deep into the weeds on why we enjoyed this game. But for me, it's kind of a landmark thing since it's something I've played since the PS2.
Oh wow, yeah.
Back in 06 or no, it would have been like, I think it was like 04, 05.
Yeah.
So it was, it was pre-360. So, but anyway, yeah. So in previous games, those didn't exist.
Yep.
You had to find the monster on the map on your own. So you had to either know the areas they hung out in,
mm-hmm,
or you had to get lucky, and you had to tag them with a paintball.
Yep.
And after so much time, that paintball would dissipate, and if you didn't tag them again before they ran away or flew away, you had to search for them again.
Yeah.
And that was...
And what the paintball does is it reveals the monster's location on your mini-map.
Yeah. Which that was another thing, is that if you wanted that map, you had to have it in your inventory.
Oh, that's right. Oh my
yeah.
God.
You had to have the map in your inventory to be able to use the map.
Yeah. And then the pickaxe, the fishing rod, and the bug catching net. Those
are all materials that could be... Well, the fishing rod couldn't break, but if you ran out of bait, you couldn't fish anymore.
Yeah.
But
so you had to always have those like tools on you in order to like
collect resources. And then in the older iterations, those could also break. Like the pickaxes could break, the bug nets could break.
Oh my God.
And the gathering points were always randomized. There weren't really a set, like, there was a percentage that you would get a certain bug in each thing. So like, you know, in a bug, you know, like wherever there's like these butterflies flying around, you'd have like a 70% chance of it being a, you know, a bitter bug. And then like there was like a 3% chance that it would be a flash bug. So it would be super annoying to make flash bombs so you can knock monsters out of the sky. In this one, the bugs respawn in the same area every time after a cooldown. So if you plan out a route, you can, you know, you can hit those spots and then go back to
One of my favorite things is just the fact that they're on your map forever.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then you can tag them on the map after you've discovered them.
And so all of these things the Scalp Light do, like for marking stuff, not only can you mark them, but when you tag them on the map or whatever, the next time you come back, it'll actually create a trail for you to follow. Like they fly in a trail leading you to where it is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It works for the monsters too. Once you collect enough markings or like footprints, it'll and after you've hunted the monster, like maybe even twice, it automatically, as soon as you go into the area and you highlight the monster you were hunting, it'll take you straight to him. You don't have to look for him.
Yeah, it's great. But it's so. One of the things I love about it is that they, instead of calling it Monster Hunter 5 or you know, putting that number to it, Capcom was smart enough to say we're kind of rebooting the franchise so that people new to the series don't think they're missing out by not having played the 4 previous games. Yeah. And it was nice because they did it this way so that new players would get into it and go, oh, this Monster Hunter World, awesome. It's a whole brand new thing. But for people who had played previous installments, they knew that it was a new game because of all the quality of life improvements they made. And also the fact that your character's part of the 5th Fleet.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
So that was kind of an homage to say, hey, this is the 5th iteration of the game. And it's neat because a lot of the NPCs you meet, if they're part of like the 1st Fleet, the 2nd Fleet, the 3rd Fleet, they're wearing armor or have weapons that correspond to what those weapons looked like in the previous games.
Yeah, which is awesome. I think that's such a cool little thing.
It was a neat Easter egg. I was very impressed by it, and it was funny because I remember when the beta came out and people were like, "Oh man, the beta was not good," and I was like, "Yeah, the beta sucked. It was really bad because you only got to play for 15 minutes, whereas most hunts in Monster Hunter last 50 minutes." 55 minutes, basically close to an hour. So you have time to run around and collect items and go through and track the monster. But in the beta, it was quick. Like the monster was marked on your map.
Was it the Jagras?
There was a few. Like there was the Jagras, there was the Anjanath. I can't remember what the other ones were. But then in the final version of the beta, they added the Nergigante.
Oh, okay.
Which you only had 10 minutes to fight, and I had to tell people that it's like, hey, you're missing a big piece of the game by, one, you're not actually crafting your armor, which is a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like that's...
Yeah, so like, real quick, the big thing on Monster Hunter is you don't level up your character, so to speak, in a traditional RPG sense. You hunt monsters, get the materials from either like carving their hides or whatever, to craft armor that it has its own specific stats on it.
Right.
And then as you progress through the game and fight tougher monsters, they'll have better gear that's stronger.
Right.
And you just watch and repeat till you get to really late game stuff.
Yeah. And then, there's elemental weaknesses and elemental strength. So if you fight a monster that breathes fire, odds are that their armor is going to be strong against fire, etc. So that was a big piece of that the beta was missing, is that you picked a predetermined armor set. So if you picked the longsword, or if you picked the bow and arrow or the hammer, you would have armor corresponding to that weapon, and then you just jumped in the game. Mm-hmm. And it was it was just kind of it was nice for people who have never played people who have played Monster Hunters before, just to be like, hey, this is how beautiful the game is, and this is what the combat's going to look like. So I was thoroughly impressed. I think I have like almost 180 hours.
Yeah, I put in like 60 hours or more.
Which is way more than you've ever put.
Yep. In the first week, I put in more hours into this one than I did in all the other ones combined.
Yeah. So I'm happy to to say that it's an awesome game, and I if anybody listening plays video games, give it a shot. If you can't afford to go out and buy one, go try and rent a copy if it's still at Redbox, or if you have a friend that owns it, borrow it, because it's so really fun. But what about you? Besides Monster Hunter?
Besides Monster Hunter, I've been kind of all over the place.
The last game I saw you playing was Assassin's Creed Origins.
Okay, so that was the last big game I was playing kind of just exclusively.
Right.
Because you know me, I kind of have video game ADD. I'll play with whatever flavor of the week type thing.
Well, you kind of changed your method of the way the games that you're playing.
Yeah, so this year I did change that. I wanted to be more specific about playing certain games on my backlogs, basically. So I wanted to basically, when I'm playing by myself, if I'm not being invited by one of my buddies to play a multiplayer game, I'm going to take one game in my backlog and play just it. So that's the way with Origins. I played through all of Assassin's Creed Origins, finished it. And that game was incredible. Did I already talk about that one last time? I might have. I don't remember.
No, I don't think so, because when we went to get fitted for tuxes, or for our suits for your wedding, I think you had revealed a third or half the map.
Oh yeah. So even when I finished the game after 30, 40 plus hours, there were still sections of the map I had never been to.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I had a blast playing that game. Kind of touching on that, my backlog, I created this huge list of games of ones that I have that over the years that I have owned and I just never finished. I'd start them all and just never finish them.
Yeah.
And I'm notorious for doing that.
Right.
So I wanted to kind of create a list of games. And just this year alone, I've got 20 or so plus on here. I've knocked out Assassin's Creed Origins, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Wolfenstein 2, which is, man, that game is awesome.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to play that one, it's crazy. I do enjoy the Call of Duty campaigns. I play through those. So I finished World War II and Infinite Warfare. Those were pretty solid. Infinite Warfare was way better than anybody gave it credit for, I think. Played through Battlefield 1. This game called Celeste I got on my Switch. Kind of plays like Super Meat Boy. It's very die, learn how to not die, repeat.
Right.
It's a lot of fun. You have these crazy air dash mechanics, and it's all in an 8-bit, kind of 8-bit style. Finished that one. Watch Dogs 2 I've had since it launched, and I never finished it. That game's awesome. It was so much fun.
That came out a year and a half ago?
Winter 2016, I think.
Was it?
I think so. In the October.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Fall 2016.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Man, that game was a lot of fun to play through again play as well.
Nice.
They really improved the mechanics compared to the first one. I enjoyed the first one, but the second one is just far and away the better game.
Right. Well, because the first one tried to be Grand Theft Auto in a world where GTA 5 existed. And it's
and was fresh.
Hey, guys, no.
Exactly. Don't do that because the driving wasn't good in the first one. It's still not GTA level in the second one.
But it's not trying to be GTA.
Yeah, it definitely isn't.
It
does things that I wish GTA did, which I think is a good thing.
That's awesome.
I played through Inside, which is a trippy game. It's from the guys who did the game Limbo. If you ever played through that one, it takes a weird turn.
Yeah.
In the game. So that's all I'll say about that.
Okay.
I played through A Way Out with Jason. So this game I want to talk about because it was advertised as a co-op only prison break game.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, what? That's stupid. Why can't I play it by myself? Let me tell you, you don't want to play that game by yourself, even if you could. Because the way it plays out is it's always split screen. Even if you could play it couch co-op, which is cool. In 2018, the fact there's a couch co-op game is nuts.
Right.
Or you could play it online co-op, but either way, the game's still split screen.
Right.
So when I was playing it with Jason, we played through the whole campaign, and the cutscenes would happen for each of us separately at the same time. So there'd be dialogue that would happen between my character, and depending on it, you would hear your part louder than your teammate,
right?
Just so that way you're not completely lost. But there's still parts where like the dialogue overlap, and like I kind of want to just hear my stuff and not hear theirs.
Right.
That's the only gripe I have really. But playing it co-op really, the fact that it's forced to be 2-player really creates a dynamic between you and your friend by way of playing as these characters.
Right.
Because like when you start the game, you have to choose if you want to play as Vincent or Leo, and they each have their own like personalities.
Right.
And we were kind of looking at it. I was like, oh, okay, so this character is a little bit more reserved. Leo's a little bit more reckless. I was like, all right, Jason, you're Leo. I'm going to play as Vincent then. And when we played, like, Leo was kind of just an asshole at the beginning of the game. And it's really neat because, like, Leo's already in the prison. Vincent just arrives, and you work together to try and do these things. It starts off pretty slow with, like, just like dialogue tree, or not trees, but just dialogue interactions. Right. And then as you progress through the game, you have a little bit more interactive stuff, and it ends up with like a full blown like shootout, which is really neat. They also marketed this game as, since it's co-op only, the game was real cheap. It was only $30.
And anybody that you invited to your game could play with you without having a
game. When I first heard about it, I thought it was a code packed in the game for one other person. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get it. I'm going to give Jason my code because he's probably the person I'll play with. But then it turns out anybody can download the quote-unquote trial version of the game. It's the full game. You just can't start the game. You have to be invited by somebody else.
It's kind of like what Nintendo did with download play.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like with
exactly
Mario Kart or any of those games that was a single cart.
Yeah.
So you only had to buy one copy of Mario Kart so that everybody could play.
Mm-hmm. And it's the full complete game. The only caveat is if you don't own it, you can't get achievements or trophies. Which, if you don't care about that, no big deal, because you still play the whole game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I played through that one. That was the most recent game that I finished, probably.
Nice.
That was only a few weeks ago.
It's awesome.
Man, yeah.
Well, I mean, looking into the near future, I mean, not to date ourselves, but God of War comes out this week.
Ugh. It's
getting crazy scores online.
Yeah, man. It's getting like perfect scores from so many different outlets.
The early reviews are good. It's like, I think it's going to be the first God of War game that doesn't have a sex minigame.
Yep.
Which is... like that's big, because I remember reading an interview with Santa Monica Studios, the guys that make the game, and when they were talking about the development of 3, they're like, well, we've done one in every God of War so far, so we got to have one in this one. And it's like, well,
no, please don't.
You don't have to, but it seems like they've completely reinvented the franchise.
Yeah,
I mean, just based on the fact that you have like a little boy with you. That's your son, and it's not...
Kratos doesn't want to rip his limbs off.
Right, and... well, yeah, because, I mean, I've always talked about how Kratos is a very irredeemable character.
He's just straight up unlikable.
Yeah, he's really unlikable, and he's not a good person. He's like... You're playing as a villain.
Yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, for those of you who don't know, in the first game... Kratos is the puppet of Ares, the god of war, because he sells his soul so that he doesn't lose a battle that he's in, where him and his entire fleet, or his platoon of Spartans, are dying. Yeah. And he goes crazy on the murder spree, and he accidentally kills his wife and daughter. Yeah. Like, what, dude? What are you talking about?
Dude, yeah.
And like the storytelling was kind of weak. I mean, it's a PS2 game. Yeah. And it's like, how do you not realize that you're at your own house? And,
yeah, I know, because he like raises this village.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably been explained. I just don't remember.
But yeah, but the fact that, yeah, so long story short, he kills his wife and daughter by accident, and as penance, he is that word right? Penance. He has their ashes affixed to his skin. Yeah. So that's why he's white.
He's ghostly white because that's the ashes of his dead wife and daughter.
Yeah, and then he's like, I don't know, then he goes on a vengeance mission to kill Ares, and then from then on he goes and kills like all the gods.
He kills all the Greek gods.
All the Greek gods.
Now it's Norse mythology.
Right.
But I don't I don't get the vibe that he wants to just go on a murder spree in this one.
Right.
Compared to that.
But yeah, so I'm really excited for this one. I mean, I like the other games just for the pure fact that they were, enjoyable, just pretty mindless.
Oh, definitely.
Games and Greek mythologies I've always found really interesting because the characters are interesting and they kind of have their own personalities, which is fun to explore in a video game setting. It'll be interesting because I haven't looked too deep into like the plot or the theme of this game, but from the screenshots and the reviews and people who I trust have talked about, I'm really excited to play this one.
Yeah.
Which we'll have to report back once we
play through.
Because I will be putting down Monster Hunter to play this one in its entirety.
Yeah, man, I'm really looking forward to this one. Spider-Man looks amazing for sure.
Yeah, the new Spider-Man from Insomniac Games. It looks like it's going to be Spider-Man 2 from the GameCube /Xbox /PS2 era meets Batman Arkham City.
Gameplay looks nuts.
So I'm really excited for that.
One of my favorite things about the Spider-Man games is obviously the swinging. Like,
right.
It's one thing.
Web swinging.
Web swinging. It just is really fun. But I just love in any superhero game, I guess, is getting the different costumes.
Yeah, the costumes are fun. That was one of the fun parts about Arkham City is that there were some really cool costumes. Like you get the Batman Beyond costume.
That's the best one, man.
You could get Adam West Batman. You could get Batman the animated series.
I was just to say the animated series was in that one.
Yeah, so there was a lot of fun, different ways you could make your character look. So it was neat. Batman the animated series, voiced by Kevin Conroy. Game is also voiced by Kevin Conroy. So you got to, live out that fantasy.
Yeah, it was really cool.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that one. The Spyro Reignited trilogy, that's cool.
That's gonna be neat. I'm gonna pick that one up for Tara because that and Crash are games that she grew up with. I was never really super into those
because you weren't a PlayStation kid.
I wasn't. My brother had a PlayStation, but I wasn't allowed to touch it really.
Yeah,
that was his thing, and he always played like Xenogears and Final Fantasy. That was his jam.
Yeah. My brother won a PlayStation 1 in a raffle at school.
That's awesome.
Like at the school carnival. Like he bought one raffle ticket.
Wow.
Or everybody got one raffle ticket for free to go to the carnival, and then you could buy more to increase your chances of getting one. And he won. He just with his free ticket he won. And then the next year he won another one.
That's awesome.
That my parents traded for a dishwasher.
Oh.
Yeah.
How does that even work?
Our neighbors were getting a new dishwasher, and they had a dishwasher that was still like really new, but they were just for some reason they always wanted to have like the newest best thing. So
I mean, I get that with electronics, but
right.
Like a dishwasher?
Yeah, with appliances. I was like, okay, what? But yeah, like my parents, they're like, because their son wanted a PlayStation, and they were already getting a dishwasher, so they're like, hey, we'll trade you. And my parents were like, Kramer, you cool with that? And he's like, I guess. So, but he won it 2 years in a row,
That's
a PlayStation. Awesome. But anyway, I remember we had rented a copy of the first Spyro, and I really liked it. But when I feel like when I was around that age, I never gave the games enough of a chance to really get deep into them. So I'll be playing those when they come out because they're fun.
One of the games that was announced recently that I'm most excited for, and you probably will be too, is Smash Brothers.
Oh my gosh, I just don't know if it's gonna be Smash Bros for the Wii U redone on the Switch, or if it's gonna be a whole new game.
I'm fine with either way, to be completely honest.
True, same.
But it's also been 4 years since the last one, so it'll probably be a new one.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, because that would be about the time frame between Melee and Wii U, or Brawl and Wii U.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. There's already been like some crazy speculation on like who people want in the game and stuff like that. The fact that they have the Breath of the Wild version of Link in the trailer.
Yeah.
Man, that trailer, the way they revealed that game was just phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because all they had to do was be like, just show the symbol, the Smash Bros. Symbol.
Just like what they did with Metroid Prime 4, and everybody was like, oh my god!
Yeah, that's all they had to show. Was just that much.
But like, just the delivery of it, because, they just came hot off of like 8 minutes of a 30-minute direct, 8 minutes of like Splatoon 2 stuff, and then they showed like the inklings from Splatoon 1. kind of just moving around this white room, shooting paint at each other, or ink at each other. Like, why are they showing these guys? Like, that's neat, cool. It's the Inklings. Like, wait a second, is this what I think it is? And then like the room goes dark, and then the Inkling girl turns, and the music gets all loud, and then you just see you hear the fire, and then you see the logo in her eye. And dude, I fucking lost it.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was just blowing up all my social media feeds.
Yeah,
I didn't see the direct, but as soon as I got on, like I got my phone, I'm like, oh, it looks like Smash Bros. Coming to the Switch.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be great. I mean, it's as if we didn't already think it was coming, but still, the way they revealed it was cool. I figured they would have saved that reveal,
for
that
E3.
the exact same trailer, to save it for E3. But now, since it's already out of the bag,
they're probably they'll probably have playable content at E3. So.
Yeah, most likely because they're gonna have a Smash Bros. Tournament at E3.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that'll be fun.
So ready for that game.
Oh man, it's gonna be great.
Real quick, I do want to speculate release dates of stuff for Smash Bros. So we know that Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out October 26th.
Yeah, and 2 weeks before that is Black Ops 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was thinking, there's Black Ops 4 was pushed forward a month of what it's normally out.
Yeah.
Just because of Red Dead.
Yeah.
Whether Activision will admit it or not. And I was thinking, there's only 2 franchises that I can think of that can come out on the same day as Red Dead and still survive, because the Venn diagram of those fan bases doesn't really overlap that much.
Right.
Smash Bros. Could come out on the same day. I wasn't even going to say that because Smash Bros. And Pokemon, those overlap quite a bit.
Sure.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, yeah.
I think Kingdom Hearts, Smash Bros. And Red Dead could come out on the same day.
I don't think they would come out the same day. I don't think any publisher / developer wants that mess to like be a thing.
But that's why I'm saying they could only those games can come out the same day because the overlap it's not as big as, I don't know.
But let me put it this way, because if you go into any video game electronics area or whatever, if Red Dead Redemption comes out that day, that's it's gonna be plugging up. There's gonna be so many bodies just inside stores trying to get that game. If they came out with another game on the same day, it's gonna cause some problems, especially if they're like keystone pieces.
Yeah. I was gonna make a counter argument, but what you just said, because I was gonna say October 27th last year was Assassin's Creed Origins,
right.
Wolfenstein 2, and Mario Odyssey.
Right.
That was a huge day.
And poor Wolfenstein
got the short end of the stick, because that game is amazing, but
right.
it doesn't have as much.
It doesn't have the gravitas that
Assassin's
Creed coming off of a
one of your hiatus.
Yeah, where they didn't come out with a game, which is for those that you don't know, Assassin's Creed did come out with a game every single year, at least one game per year.
Yeah,
sometimes 2.
For like the last 6 years or something like that.
Since the first one.
Yeah.
So I think my prediction will be that Smash Bros will come out either in September, or it's going to come out the weeks in November, in the weeks leading up to Black Friday.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good call too. I was thinking of September too, because that's when Nintendo's online service starts. But the only reason why I would say instead of September to do it in October is give the console a month to deal with.
Yeah, they don't want to release Smash Bros. At the exact same time, because that's gonna bog their servers down.
Yeah, like
crazy, and nobody's gonna be able
to. So they'll probably release the service in September. Well, they are releasing the service in September. They've already said that. So I think they're gonna probably have that a month before.
Right.
Or 2 if they do the November route, which is smart as well.
It's gonna be on every kid that has a Switch. It's gonna be on their Christmas list.
Oh man, I hope they don't do a Smash Bros. Version of the console. I'll be pissed. I'm a sucker for that stuff.
They'll probably just do Joy-Con themed.
I'm fine with that. If I could just get the Joy-Con.
Yeah, they'll probably come out with a Pro Controller. To be honest.
Ooh, yeah, Smash Bros.
They'll probably theme a Pro Controller.
Yeah,
and the rumor is that the GameCube adapter is going to work on the Switch.
It already does.
It does.
I've tested it.
On what games?
It works on any game. It just acts as a Pro Controller without the minus and plus buttons. Or actually, without the minus button. But like, it's still like if you press start, it acts as the plus button.
That's dope nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I was goofing around on Mario Kart. I played Mario Kart with my GameCube controller.
That's so good.
It was awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah. So I'm glad I kept both my adapters.
Oh yeah.
I've
got one of those.
Because I had both of them, so I could do in the case we wanted to do 8-man brawl,
which we did like twice, and we're like, no,
it's not fun.
You can't do anything.
It's not good.
it's funny.
It's funny.
It's interesting, but like nothing I want to do an extended period of time.
No, you just want to make me like.
The next time we probably do it will probably be for my bachelor party.
Yeah, I want to punch a hole in my body. But I'm really excited for that. That's gonna be, obviously, it's gonna be, one of my favorite games that comes out this year.
Yep.
So I mean, front half of the year, 2 days after my birthday, Monster Hunter, and then back end of the year, Smash Bros. Oh man. Yeah, and in between there's gonna be some good stuff. I'm really God of War for sure. Spider-Man, absolutely. Red Dead. I didn't play the first one. I'm gonna play the second one because it's gonna be all anybody's talking about.
Yep.
And if they do a Red Dead Online like they did with GTA, I know you and Jason will be playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Paz will also be playing.
Yep.
So we'll all be jumping in together.
Yeah. It'll be fun. Just cruise around on horseback, just shooting shit and
pew pew pew
pew pew pew. There's a snake in my boots. Just being all stupid.
That's one of my favorite things about those games like GTA is just making you guys laugh via chat. That I just
you and Paz just fuck my shit up when we play.
Just us doing bits, and then just the noises like that come out when if you you're driving and you hit a pole and just
fuck,
or just driving just stupidly and just hearing one of you guys laughing through the headset. It makes me laugh.
Oh, dude, when Jason does wacky shit all the time, so he just laughs.
He doesn't say anything.
Yeah,
or he'll just
be
start
quiet,
or he'll just start
laughing,
or he'll just start chuckling.
Yeah,
because he saw you do something stupid. It's like, oh, you saw that?
Yeah. Well, I think one of the funniest, as stupid as it is, one of the funniest things that I've ever witnessed when we played GTA was when we were trying to do one of the big heists in the bunker.
Yeah.
And you can double click right stick to point
right.
with your character.
Yeah.
And we were getting ready for me to initiate the heist, and Jason was like, just points, and he goes, "Look at that," and "Look at this," and he just points to just dumb shit in the room, and I just couldn't stop laughing. It's like, hey, look, it's a map. I hate you.
The driest sense of humor is amazing.
So stupid. I love us.
It's especially his dry sense of humor countered to Mike's wet humor.
Oh, it's so wet.
It's like a shower fart. It's so wet.
Oh man. One of the things I did want to talk about today was if you have a specific memory of a deleted save, like whether it be you on accident or somebody else accidentally deleting something like from a memory card or whatever.
Okay. As soon as you talked to me about this before we started recording, this will stick with me forever, and it will always make me constantly actively save, even if I don't need to.
Oh yeah. Double, triple save. Like
when I played The Witcher, I would always just be save. Anytime I saw a monster that I had never seen before, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna save my game. So if I died, I just reload right there where I was. And then I don't think it led into this, but when I would play Pokemon, I would do.
Oh, dude.
The fall asleep save.
Yep.
You're playing.
Okay, I was just gonna say that's me.
Okay, where you're playing late into the night and you're not supposed to be, and you're really tired, and you save your game, and then the time it takes for it to say that game saved completed,
you doze.
You dozed off. You pop your eyes back open. You're like, did I save? You save again. And then
it would happen again.
Yeah, multiple times. But anyway, so the distinct memory I have is playing on the original Xbox, which was notorious for games that would crash. So there would be games that would just freeze out or just stop working. And one of those games, which happens to be one of my favorite games that ever came out, was Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind.
Wow, that's not a game you want to lose. David.
No. So for those of you who have never played it, the game, if you had it set to, it would autosave anytime you would enter or leave a building, because there would be a slight load screen in between.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you traveled, either fast traveled through the Mages Guild or the Silt Striders or the boats, anything that allowed you to traverse the map a long distance. Because in that game, you couldn't just select on the map the place you wanted to go like you can in Skyrim or any other like Oblivion. You had to literally go to the places that had fast travel locations. So you had to go to
the guilds,
the Mages Guild, or you had to go to the Silt Striders or anything like that to fast travel.
Yeah.
And there was a part in the game that you had to search for these tribes out in the wastes.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, doggy, we're recording.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you don't go into any buildings. Like all these characters are out in the open air, and I got probably a couple hours into it, and game crashed. I wanted to cry. Turned off the Xbox, turned it back on, and I lost like 3 hours.
Oh my god!
So that was super fun.
Fuck. So before I get to mine, it actually reminds me of for Skyrim when that came out. My brother, his friend, and I, we all started at the same time, and we all went separate directions as we were playing. And I remember I was playing, and I was just like you mentioned, I'm just repeatedly saving. My brother doesn't do that. He just relies on autosave. But he's also the type of person that when he plays Skyrim, he just wants to explore the map outside of caves. And his game froze, and he lost like 8 hours.
Good. He deserves it.
He got so fucking mad.
So your brother's the type of guy I would imagine putting his foot through a TV. Because A, his rage would get the best of him, and B, he's like, I got the money for this, and then just put his foot through it. Like a shithead.
That's funny. So my story was when I was a little kid with Banjo-Kazooie.
I thought you said Bantha Kazooie.
Bantha Fodder Kazooie. Yeah. No, with Banjo-Kazooie, I completely 100%ed all the collectibles in that game. Got all the jiggies, all the notes, and
those are fake things.
All those Will Smith things. And then when I was about to fight the last boss, Gruntilda, the witch, she's awful. I was about to fight the last boss, but I had to stop, so I saved my game right before. And then I don't remember what it was, but I left the house, and while I was gone, Jason's brother Alex came over, and my mom let him play my N64.
Oh no!
And when I came home, I went to go.
Of course you did.
I went to go finish the last boss. So I was like, oh fuck, I'm gonna go beat her ass. I'm gonna win. Finish the game 100%.
No.
All 3 save files were empty. Wait, where's my game?
No.
Yeah, he somehow accidentally deleted my save. On Banjo-Kazooie, you have to hold 5 buttons at the same time and then confirm twice to delete any saves. I was like, what the fuck? Where's my game? I got mad at my mom for letting him play my game, and I definitely was livid at Alex for deleting my game.
Because he got his teeth all over your game.
I was like, you are not allowed to touch my N64 ever again. You can't play any of my games. Never. I was just so mad, just a dumb, shitty kid. I was pissed off. And in retrospect, last time I played Banjo-Kazooie when they brought it for the 360, I finished that game in 3 hours. It's super fast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you also knew where everything was. You're also not a dumb kid with a smooth brain. Yeah. So, makes sense.
I was just so mad.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one story that stuck out with me. It's just Alex deleting my game save.
Fun. All right. Well, Paz just showed up, so I think it's a good point to stop.
Yeah. Unless you want to hear him eat.
Yeah, I don't want to hear him eat. Just kick back like the
just a nard.
All right. Well,
all right. So that was episode 13. And I guess until next time, we'll have all 6 of you listen again sometime.
See you on another time.
Yep. Bye.
You really see all that?
Yeah, man.
But it's not about what I see. It's about what you see. Now look in this mirror and tell me again what you see.